to the bottomless, gaping pit of insecurity you call a soul.
Yeah. Weird.
Eventually, probably soon, the world will recognize you for the pitiful disappointment you are. You are not worthy of my respect. You are not a god. You are simply bad product.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Memes predict the future. It's why we pay so close attention to them. Viral trends will tell you what's about to happen. Here's a post that we have featured many times on this channel that has 14 million views of an entitled snotty Rachel Zegler saying that her version of Snow White, well, the princess will not be saved by the prince. It's no longer 1937, idiots. This wasn't posted this month. This was posted 2 years ago. That's how long the backlash trend has been building against Rachel Zegler. And the poster said, how many billions will Snow White cost Disney? Well, now we know that Disney will lose hundreds of millions of dollars now that they've visited Snow White on an unexpected American audience. Not that anyone went and saw the movie, even though Rachel Zegler said that people will wait in line to see her no matter what.
Everyone who hates when I win. The winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope
I'm
that
priceless
despite
art.
my flaws,
I'm priceless art.
and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them,
Look at that. Look at It's a great actor.
that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
You know what's funny about this is that Rachel Zegler went to go see her own dumbass movie and nobody waited in
Tickets,
line
please.
to see her. She went to go see her. There's no one waiting in line. There's like, well, that's a bit of a cell phone. Then she goes into the theater and posts this. That's her in an empty theater cheering for herself. Do you understand the levels of insufferable girl boss narcissist that has been reached here? Levels that we thought were fatal, that we thought no single human could survive. But Rachel Zegler's done it with that shit-eating grin on her face. Ignorance truly is bliss, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not bliss for the people who had to work with Rachel Zegler. The original post here said, Disney execs have to be pulling their hair out. Also, they deserve this. Also, something that's true. Disney executives hate Rachel Zegler. Clearly, the son of Mark Platt, he's the producer for Snow White, and the way that movies are made is you get a really, really rich guy to get a bunch of money together from sultans and dictators and who knows who else, cigarette companies, and they pour money into this movie. Studios don't pay for the movie. Other people pay for the movie with the potential benefit of making money on the movie, right? With points that are awarded by the various production houses. That's how movies are made. Anyway, so the producer is a very important role, and the producers who make bombs and lose a bunch of money, they don't work in Hollywood anymore. So anyway, this guy's son snapped on Rachel Zegler. Again, I'm just pointing out that this post from 2014 is correct. Disney execs have to be pulling their hair out, and they deserve this. Both are true. Disney execs are pulling their hair out because here's the Jonah Platt response on behalf of his family. Her actions clearly hurt the film's box office. Free speech does not mean you're allowed to say whatever you want in your private employment without repercussions. Tens of thousands of people worked on the film. She hijacked the conversation for her own immature desires and risk of the colleagues and crew, blue-collar workers who depend on that movie. Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged. So yes, Disney execs losing their minds. And yes, they do deserve this because Mark Platt also produced tons of other woke movies. Mark Platt was totally okay with all the other stupid wokeness that was happening here inside of the Snow White extended universe. They hired Rachel Zegler knowing what an absolute imbecile she was, knowing that she was completely and totally toxic to fans, and knowing that eventually, well, there was going to be a nightmare that happens. And that nightmare is now here. Rachel Zegler is apparently in such a toxic relationship with Disney that they're canceling her appearances on all Disney platforms. Let's look into this. And also, not really that far-fetched. Clearly, the producers are snapping and losing their minds. Clearly, Rachel Zegler has already lost Disney, right? They canceled multiple premiere events, like the premiere of Snow White in London. That's a big deal. They canceled that entirely. They scaled back the European premiere. They shoved her into the far high hills of Spain to go sing a song in a language that nobody even understands. Zegler performs that secret Snow White premiere and scaled back event. And then they didn't allow press in the Hollywood premiere. They didn't allow any media to talk to Rachel Zegler. Probably extremely, extremely smart. They'd hear more stories like this.
Just in there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Well, lucky you, no one's ever going to stream it, and no one's ever going to wait in line for this. Jeez, my God. It's amazing to what must go on inside their heads? Disney, as punishment, has sent Rachel Zegler to Japan to do a duet with apparently some local Japanese chick, and it didn't go great. What is this?
Waiting on.
Oh, man, you're going to be waiting for a while. Nobody's wishing for that. My ears, they're bleeding. So anyway, this seems like punishment, right? It seems like Disney is putting Rachel Zegler through punishment. So the rumor on the internet is that Disney has completely benched Rachel Zegler and that she's not allowed to speak. Not just with the scaled back production and previews of the movie and premieres, but also on all press. So Rachel Zegler is banned from all Disney media properties, and Disney is the biggest media company in the world. Rachel Zegler has officially been benched by Disney. Snow White has become such a PR nightmare. The studio cut her out of her own press tour, and they pulled her mic entirely. Let's listen to the claim here.
Zegler has officially been benched by Disney, and no, this isn't a rumor. The Snow White star has become such a PR nightmare, the studio has cut her out of her own press tour. She was set to appear on SNL, Kimmel, Drew Barrymore, all of it scrapped. Why? Because Disney finally realized putting a mic in front of her is a financial risk. It started with her trashing the original Snow White. She called it outdated, mocked the love story, and basically told fans they were wrong for liking it. Then came the political chaos. Rachel basically shouted "Free Palestine" next to Israeli co-star Gal Gadot during a Disney press event. In a single moment, she turned a kids' film into a geopolitical controversy. They even canceled a $10 million Disney World event. And now Zegler's threatening to sue Disney for canceling appearances. First, she torched the movie's image, then insulted the fans, and even hijacked the spotlight. And now she wants compensation? At this point, Snow White 2025 isn't a film launch. It's a cleanup operation.
So this clip went viral, and let's investigate. Rachel Zegler has officially been benched by Disney. Rumor has it that Rachel Zegler may be suing Disney. Everybody is pissed off, and they've pulled all of her appearances, which I guess Disney has a right to do. They sent her to Japan, as far away as possible. Rachel Zegler is not being received nicely anywhere that she goes, and Disney's effectively just shipping her out, right? Canceled all of her media. Let's go ahead and look at the claim. Where does it come from? Is Rachel Zegler suing Disney over the Snow White controversy? Are things getting toxic? This wouldn't be the first time this happened, by the way. Scarlett Johansson sued Disney for something similar when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and distribution of products that she was in for Marvel and a bunch of other, you hurt my feelings stuff. Anyway, what's happening here? Rumors are swirling that Rachel Zegler may be suing Disney in the ongoing Snow White controversy. Reportedly, she's been dropped by multiple projects and several studios, allegedly cutting ties with her following the backlash. Now Zegler and her team are reportedly exploring legal options in Disney and other studios. Did Rachel Zegler snow Disney? Reports that Zegler is considering suing Disney after allegedly being blacklisted by multiple Hollywood studios. Following the backlash surrounding Snow White, many studios reportedly dropped her from projects. Disney allegedly removed her from productions, including planned Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. In response, Zegler and her team are said to be preparing legal action against Disney for terminating contracts without justification. However, there's been no official confirmation of these claims. Okay. And then it goes into what we've already covered with the producer's son. He blaming Zegler for the box office. I mean, the Jonah Platt statement does give you a really like sharp insight into how Hollywood thinks about Rachel Zegler. You know, if the dude's son is able to like say these things, this is clearly dinner time table conversations, board meeting table conversations. However, this is all that we could find with substantiation to the claims that Zegler is suing Disney. So, I mean, right now it's just pure speculation. But I would not be surprised. And it has happened before. Is Disney cutting Rachel Zegler out of all press? Well, yes. I mean, they already have done this, in fact. They've already canceled a ton of press. They've already shut down Rachel Zegler's ability to speak to the media. And so why would you want for more? Pain for your studio, right? Obviously. Oh, man. Why would you want more of this?
Bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be.
Shut up. Shut up. So done. So done. But it's too entertaining. So that's our bite of the apple, as it were, for this one. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.